Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Stolen that one off Ingram. Right, time to chat a little bit of boxing. If this is your first time to the show, you know what? If this is your first time listening to the show, it's probably best for you to actually just click off and go somewhere else because you're probably going to get offended and end up sending me all kinds of abuse. But it is what it is, yeah. If you're a regular, hello and good evening. 9:30 down here in the warm and dark United Kingdom. Ultra Tech is the name. And once again, shilling for Lord Anthony Joshua will be the game. Because let's face it, we all know I'm broke and we all know that I need to make some money. Let's get going. Jesus Christ, I've only been in here 2 minutes and we've got a bang candidate straight away. Random Matrix says, dude, don't cook for AJ. You will lose subs big time. He's a paid up person, etc., etc. Listen, Random Matrix, yeah? You don't know me, all right? You don't know me. So, in the words of Anthony Joshua, I'm going to pretend to be Anthony Joshua, in it, yeah? Like, watch your mouth, innit? You don't know me, innit? Like, I start coming up, innit? When jaws start breaking, innit? What did you say? When jaws start breaking, then you won't like it. When your jaws start breaking, you won't like it. That's how I'm now dealing with everything. Anytime I don't like something, anytime somebody says I don't like, yeah, I'm gonna handle it, yeah, just like our Lord and Savior, Anthony Joshua would. Here we go.
Remember you running your mouth because when I bring people up here and I start cracking your glass jaws, none of you will like it. When your jaws start breaking, people start chasing you out of this uni, none of you will like it. Watch your mouth, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I know, listen, all that public eye bullshit, I ain't into all that.
Yeah, you hear that, Random Matrix? See what that public eye bullshit, Random Matrix? I ain't into that, yeah? Listen, I am 110%, yeah, on the Anthony Joshua train of love. Let's put it that way. Like, that's it. Like, this guy's hooked me in. This guy's behavior, yeah, in the last 6 to 12 months. I'm sorry, he's got me as a signed up, yeah, and paid member of the Anthony Joshua fan club. In fact, yeah, I'm not being funny. I know you guys are really good with donating me the super chats, yeah. But in fact, I'm so much into the Anthony Joshua thing, yeah. I need to get myself a 256 management t-shirt. You know them 256 boys? They're walking around with them 256 management t-shirts. I'm just trying to Google and see if there's one available. If anybody knows, yeah, anybody wants to donate me a 256 management t-shirt, yeah, come and let me know, innit? Come and let me know. And I can walk around in camp, yeah, looking like this, innit? Walk around in camp here looking like I'm in Team AJ. That's it, 258. If anybody knows, it is what it is. Let me just quickly check the chat here. Right here. All right, 44 in the chat, 47 in the chat. Please feel free to hit the like button as we crack along. So I guess the first segment of this show will be AJ Watch.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Right. Do you know what? I'd like to address some of the comments on my most recent video yesterday on this because I thought some of the comments were rather interesting, to say the least. So we'll quickly go through some of the last comments on the show, and then we'll carry on with the show. So the first segment we're asking is Anthony Joshua losing it? Yeah, is Anthony Joshua losing it? LD Phoenix says, "Ultra, what's your favorite AJ quote? Mine's less talkers, action." What does that mean? Ultra, what's your favorite AJ quote? Mine's less talk. Let me tell you something, yeah. I've got them all lined up here, but one of my favorite AJ quotes, it has to be upside down. Upside down AJ spinning around. Do you know what I mean? AJ like Kylie Minogue. Do you know what I mean? Spinning around, innit? You like Kylie Minogue song? I'm spinning around, move out of my way. I know you feeling it because I like it. AJ, man. When that dude started talking about this nigga spinning around and shit, that was it, man. He got me, innit? He got me. Spitting them Kylie Minogue lyrics, innit? He's spitting them Kylie Minogues. Let's just see 1 second. Let me see if I can get this up. 1 second here. Jeez, I've got so many tabs. It's absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, that's what it was. ABB's. Yeah, what's your favorite AJ quote? While I get this up, ABB says, my body is just a vessel to carry my brain. Yeah, tell me your favorite. Listen, this guy has absolutely won me over, yeah, in the last X amount of weeks. He has absolutely won me over. And I'm just trying to find my clip of Anthony Joshua. And as usual, StreamYard is cocking up because it's a garbage piece of software. John Charleston says, it's got to be the triangles for me. Triangles. Yeah, I've got that one. I've got the triangles one. Let me see if I can get that one. Is that the one where he talks about property investment? Is that the one, yeah? Where he's talking about time versus money plus whatever. Hold on 1 second. I think that one we've got. Let me see if I can just get. I see what's going on. Okay. Yeah. The property management triangle. Hold on. Mitch Walsh says, my favorite AJ quote is, I hope the fans enjoyed this after every crap. Nah, come on. AJ is a very, very, very exciting fighter to watch. AJ is a very, very exciting fighter to watch. So it is what it is. So I don't know why, yeah, but StreamYard, honestly, if you ever start streaming, never use this software. It is complete, utter horseman. Here we go. Right. Someone talked about Anthony Joshua, yeah? And time plus money, yeah? Who talked about triangles? Here's the triangles one.
We have a rule when it comes to, like, my brother and my cousin do property, and they have a rule where they have to, it's price, quality versus time. There's like a free like a triangle rule. So price versus quality versus time. You want to pay cheap, you get shit quality, but it might be done quick. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You want it done quick, you might have to pay more, but the quality might not be as good. So like there's always like a free-way rule. So for me, it's like, yeah, that step aside thing, it may not go with what I stand for in terms of, does it bring me the respect? It doesn't go with me fighting the best at that time in my career. I might fight them next, but it may make it may make sense for business.
Sorry about that. Technical problems. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a mare tonight. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, my personal favorite, as you know, is the one with spinning around, which I'm just trying to get up right now as we speak. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, AJ knocked on the door. I'm having a fucking mare with this crappy StreamYard software tonight. Yeah, so I mean, listen, like I said before, I mean, in my opinion, the man's getting a little bit too much disrespect in a minute. Let's go through some of the comments from the last show while I try and get myself organized, because there were some comments on the last show that I wanted to get to. So I'm just gonna go and get my last show up if I can still find it, and then hopefully we can get some comments up on that. I think it's this one here, and here we go. So let me just go to the screen. Daryl, this is Daryl at the top of the screen, who's a contributor to the show. Big up to Daryl. Daryl says he looked very, very comfortable doing that. He's defo put it on people before. He needs to be careful. He's got millions of reasons for someone to sue for assault. The streets do not play fair. Listen, I have to be honest with you. I think that's actually quite a good point, you know, to be honest. Like, listen, I agree with Anthony Joshua. Like, I think he was a bit harsh, but at the end of the day, innit, if you say things to them kind of people, if you say things to roadmen like Anthony Joshua, what are you expecting, innit? So I kind of side with Anthony Joshua on this, but he has got to be careful, because if you do this kind of thing in America, honestly, you can get a lawsuit for looking at somebody the wrong way in the States. So like I said before, he's got to be a little bit careful, but it is what it is. Joe also commented. He said, "Not a fan of sitting here and arguing about Reza." Oh, okay, we'll get back to that. That was about a comment that Marco made, so we'll get back to that. William Angel says, "I will admit whether it's intentional or not. AJ has been pretty hilarious lately. I actually hope he goes in and gives a good account of himself against Usyk. So do I. Honestly, this guy for me, yeah, recently he's turned it around for me in them last couple of days. For me, in them last couple of days, he's turned it around, and I'm actually starting to root for him to do something because he is a character. Do you know what I mean? We need characters in the sport of boxing. And if anybody cares, the Sun are currently running a poll in their Anthony Joshua threatening student story, everybody's favorite paper, the Sun. Who would win, Fury versus AJ? Just to show you how committed I am to the AJ cause. Look, there you go. I'm going to vote for AJ. As you can see there on the poll, just 16% of Sun users think that Anthony Joshua would beat Tyson Fury. 84% of people think that Tyson Fury would beat Anthony Joshua. It is what it is. Let me go through some of the other comments from that video quickly, with some other comments. Reptile Lifestyle says, "That's the AJ we know." As we know, that is the AJ we know. That's the real Anthony Joshua. The captain says, "Threatening spotty teenagers is not good for his image, regardless of what they said. Why did he not just give them a smile and walk away? He's a bit of a dib, to be fair." Well, I think we all know why. I think, like I said before, got to be a little bit careful here because, you know, you always want people to have the best of mental health. You never want people to go through tough. Listen, I wouldn't wish mental health problems on some of my, of my worst enemies. Do you know what I mean? We all know it. They're very, very debilitating and very, very serious. But I mean, having said that, it does appear to me, to be honest, that Anthony Joshua is going through, some kind of how do I say this? He's going through some kind of a mental moment, yeah, in the last 6 to 12 months. I don't think he handles defeat very well. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he handles the pressure of getting into the ring very well, in my opinion. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I don't think he handles the pressure and the expectations of getting into the ring on himself well at all. And I think that's the reason for some of his lackluster performances against Usyk and the first one against Ruiz. But I do think I just think it's a case of he's surrounded by so many yes men. And I think he's been surrounded by so many people who say yes, 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 and build him up and build him up. Just eventually, do you know what I mean? You can't help, but you can't blame Anthony Joshua for being delusional. This is a product, right? He is a product of, unfortunately, being surrounded, in it, by yes men and people who say yes to him 24/7, and people who are, unfortunately, afraid to check him. And that's the thing, isn't it? That's the irony in this Anthony Joshua story. I mean, I'll probably get called a hater for saying this. We've got 88 in the chat, 91 in the chat. Please feel free to hit the like button. Please feel free to subscribe if you'd like to subscribe. You probably won't, but please feel free to do so. 91 in the chat so far. I mean, what was I going to say? I think that's one of the big ironies in this Anthony Joshua story, isn't it? The big irony is he's getting praised by people like me for checking these students. And listen, you think if Anthony Joshua saw me, I wouldn't get checked the same way? If Anthony Joshua saw me in person and knew the kind of jokes I'd be making, Anthony Joshua cracked me stone cold with a left hand, innit? He cracked me open like Stone Cold Steve Austin, innit? You know what I mean? I'll be leaking all over the floor, and I deserve it, 100%. Would I deserve it? Absolutely. But to get to the point, the irony in this Anthony Joshua story is he's checking students, yeah, for saying bad things about him. But the thing is, who's the guy that's there to check Anthony Joshua? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, he's got nobody, because what he needs people around him that are going to check him, doesn't he? Do you not think? That's the irony in this story. Like, he's going around here checking random students, breaking into people's dorms, or bussing and licking people's dorms, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? AJ bussing and licking people's front doors and telling them what a guan, yeah? But the problem is, yeah, Anthony Joshua's getting himself into trouble because do these roadman then that he's got in his video, are they keeping him in check? I don't know the answer, but that's the question I'm asking you. Do all these guys keep him in check, or do they tell him what you want to hear? What do you think? Do you think I've got a point there? If you think I've got a point, press 1. If you think I've not got a point, press 2. I just think, do you know what I mean? That's the irony of this situation. Yeah, I think those students needed checking, yeah? But I think these man them that are with AJ need to check him as well and say, AJ, no disrespect, but sometimes like you do talk some grade A nonsense, like great fighter and everything, whatever, whatnot. Yeah, great resume as they say. But sometimes, no disrespect, AJ, even though I'm making a living off your boxing career, like you do talk, yeah, complete and utter nonsense. And what is it, AJ? AJ has got, yeah, some of the hardest light-skinned men in the history of the universe, isn't it? Like, have you noticed that? Like, all of the hardest light-skinned men in the history of the universe are all signed to Team AJ. Look at these dudes, absolute juggernauts. You've got Leon Skinner, who's in my light-skinned Hall of Fame, because you will not see, there's no light-skinned man on this planet. And I'm saying that as a light-skinned black person, yeah? And when I mean light-skinned black person, do you know what I mean? I say two black parents, but obviously we've got white down the line due to slavery, innit? That's why we got light-skinned. This AJ, I don't know where he finds them. He finds the hardest light-skinned men of all time. These two brothers on the right here looking like the Hodge twins. Look at these two brothers on the right. These two gangsters on the right looking like the UK answer to the Hodge twins. Do you know what I mean? UK answer to the Hodge twins. Do you know what I mean? Good-looking dudes and built like brick shit houses. Where did AJ find these dudes, man? AJ finding the hardest of the hard light-skinned dudes, man. Trust me, it's like to be on 256 management, innit? To be an AJ team, innit? To be an AJ team, you got to be. And then you got Leon Skinner. You will not find any light-skinned man in any country, anywhere on this planet with better hair than Sir Skins. Better hair than Sir Skins. And if it's true that AJ's booted him out of the team, that's his biggest mistake. That's his biggest. In fact, do you know what? If I was Anthony Joshua, fuck being trained by Eddie Reynoso. Just let Sir Skins run the camp. What do you guys think? Just let Sir Skins. Look at these glory days there. Look, you got Frank Smith there. You got Frank Smith there. Look at this team. You've got $1 million team here. I think you should let Sir Skins run the camp. That's my opinion. Kick Angel Fernandez out. Kick Rob McCracken out. Kick everybody out. And let Sir Skins coach it. Fuck it. Speaking of which, let's go back to one of my other favourite AJ moments. Let me know if you can hear this. That you know what's coming.
I think you were talking about the pandemic there. Have you changed, you think, as a boxer or as a person during it?
100%. Like when I first started boxing, my whole world just flipped on its head. Like I had to really like step my game up and adapt to this new environment. And then, so imagine I'm upside down now and the whole world's moving at 100 miles an hour. So it's a bit of a whirlwind. And then with the pandemic, the whole world flipped on its head, which gave me a chance to now look up again. So I flipped on my head when I first started boxing. Then during the pandemic, where the world's flipped on its head, it's allowed me to resurface again. And I feel like in life, you always need to reset sometimes and go back to what the true meaning of what you're doing is, why you're doing it, reset with who you are, what your values are, and the pandemic's helped me do all that.
There you go. There you go. Shepard in the chat's telling lies, saying David Hayes got better hair than Leon Skinner. Let's just settle this once and for all. Hold up a minute. Hold up. This is David Hay hair in 2022. Okay, that's David Hay hair in 2021. Let me get this up. Whose hair's better? What is wrong with StreamYard today? Whose hair is better? David Hay? David Hay looks like it. I mean, listen, I'm one to talk. I've got literally no hair. But you've got David Hay there on the right-hand side. Or you can go with Sir Skins. Let me get Sir Skins up. Hold on. Let me get this up. Let me get this up. Press one. Press 1 if you think David Hay has better hair than Leon Skinner. Yeah? And press 2 if you think Leon Skinner has better hair than David Hay. So press 1 for David Hay and press 2 for Leon Skinner. Look at David Hay hair here. Let me get the Daily Mail up. Everybody's favorite newspaper. There we go. That's David Hay hair. That's David Hay. David Hay done looking like Snoop Doggy Dogg went on a vegan diet and then had his skin bleached at the same time. David Hay looking like a bleached up Snoop Dogg. And Chevin up in the comments trying to tell me David Hay got better hair than Skinner. Are you guys mad? You guys are all going what? You think David Hay got a better hair than Leon Skinner? Nah. What are you chatting about? What are you chatting about? Look at this is Leon Skinner, man. There is not a light-skinned man on this planet that has better hair than Leon Skinner. There's not a light-skinned man on this planet. In a minute, we're going to be talking about. Luke Amora. This is some blah blah blah. Okay, but I'm sorry to hear about that. That's right. We can fix that for you right now. There you go. Try and comment again, Luca, and see what happens. You'll see that it doesn't appear anymore. Oh, I'd love to have hair like this, like Leon Skinner. Unbelievable. Yeah, Tony Meredith got it bang on. Skins is like an 80s Ice Cube. That is bang on, isn't it? Exactly. Leon Skinner got that Ice Cube hair from the 1980s. These guys are crazy, man. Disrespecting Leon Skinner like that. Boom says, AKA Skins got hair like Pinky from next Friday. Leon Skinner's the man. Do you know what? In a minute, we're going to get onto Deontay Wilder's statue, yeah? They need to build a statue of Leon Skinner. Innit? Would you agree with me, innit? Forget Wilder. Why are they putting a statue of Wilder for? Wilder ain't done nothing in the sport of boxing. Forget Deontay Wilder, man. They need to build a statue of Sir Skins, man. Services to light-skinned people. Do you know what I mean? Look at this tank. Hold on a minute. Look at this unit. Look, there he is with the Hodge twins. Hold on. Let me get this up here. What is wrong with this thing? Here we go. I can't get... Here we go. Look. He out here with the Hodge twins. With one half of the Hodge twins. Leon Skinner's the main man, isn't it? Hold on a minute. Here we go. Look at this man, Leon Skinner. He's a unit. Yes, it's Stella. You know, for years, us light-skinned people get told, this is why you have to respect Anthony Joshua. Dudes up in the chat say, Ultra. Don't start a camera for Anthony Joshua. Fuck that. Anthony Joshua, man, taking light-skinned people to the promised land, innit? Anthony Joshua taking more light-skinned people to the promised land than Steve Kerr. Down at the Golden State Warriors. Anthony Joshua out here getting light-skinned people more rings than Steve Kerr. You're out here getting these light-skinned people rings, man. They thought we was all soft, didn't it? They think we're all soft. AJ came along and said, nah. He said, nah, I'm not letting these brothers go out like that, man. AJ repping it for these light-skinned people, man. Show this man some respect, man. Show this man some respect. Anyway, look, I diverge. Skins' dad is Daryl from Coming to America. Obviously, Sir Skins. It is what it is, isn't it? Right, let's crack on. Anyway, before we go, in closing, like I said before, look, I like this version of AJ, man. I think it's honestly, I think this AJ heel turn is the best thing. Is the best thing ever. It's the best thing of all time. I'm just trying to think. Where's the oh gosh. Here we go. Look. Do you remember this? This version of AJ I didn't like. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Let me know if you can hear this. This version of AJ I did not like.
Never a change in mentality. You know the saying. Stay hungry. Stay humble.
Nah, fuck that shit, man. Do you remember this? This is why me and AJ had a falling out. It was an Ultra. What's wrong with you and AJ? Why did you and AJ have a falling out? Do you know what I mean? Why did you and AJ have a falling out? Because of stuff like this, man. Stuff like this. Stay humble.
Never a change in mentality. You know the saying. Stay hungry. Stay humble.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that. Stay hungry, stay humble. Nah. This new AJ, I call him the NWO AJ, innit? The new AJ. AJ now, innit? Before, let me just quickly and then we'll call it a day. This is what AJ was before, innit? And then we'll move on to Deontay Wilder. Alright? This was like how AJ was before, innit? AJ was Hulk Hogan, wasn't he? He was Hulk Hogan. Kids, eat your vitamins. Eat your vitamins, kids. Say your prayers and eat your vitamins. Innit? That's what AJ used to be, innit? Yo, eat your prayers. Eat your prayers. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. Yo, and this is AJ now, innit? This is the new AJ. This is the new AJ, man. Yo, you need to be careful who you're talking to, man, because when I come up here with people and I start cracking your glass jaws, you won't like it, and you get chased out of uni. When your glass jaws start cracking, you get chased out of uni. He's the real man. That is humble shit. Stay hungry, stay humble. Fuck that, man. All right, let's crack on. That's what AJ is, man. And people should embrace it, man, because we need characters in British boxing. British boxing's a clown show, man. It's a clown show. We need characters. So as long as AJ keeps this deal up, keeps being himself, as long as he keeps giving me his monthly property investment tips and telling me about the impact of coronavirus and these kind of things, as long as he keeps doing that, then I'm going to be on board with him. Do you know what I mean? If he starts slipping back, if he starts regressing, and starts playing the humble game, then it is what it is, isn't it? Okay, let's go through some comments and then let's move on. Let's go through some comments. Sorry about that. Stay hungry, stay humble. Oh God, Chris S says AJ got off the floor to win against the students. Jesus Christ. Let's have a look. Boom says man had a stay humble Lucozade flavor. Did he? Did he really? Boxing Hype is yet again trying to derail the conversation. That's a timeout. Next time it will be about this guy. It's always, whatever the topic is, you can better believe this guy will talk about something that is not the topic. Like whatever the topic of conversation is, this guy will talk about something that's not the topic. Literally, that's not the topic. If we were talking about Mars bars, he would come in here and start asking about what people think about Walker's crisps. Like every single time. Jesus Christ, brother. Somebody asked an interesting question here. When Leon is 50, like, hey, Leon will be bald. Dudes with that greyed hair never keep their hair. Well, I lost my hair at age 22. It is what it is. Vanguards of manhood. I don't know why you've asked this question, but I will answer it. Ultra, if someone... Oh, I see. I get it now. Ultra, if someone trashed you in public, would you take a step to them? 90% no, because I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a hard man. But you don't know really, do you? Probably not. I probably wouldn't take a step to them. I wouldn't take a step to them probably because I'd be afraid of the outcome, innit? I'd be afraid about what if I lost? What if I got knocked out? What if I got humiliated? What if something happened? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm quite an anxious person in general. I'm a warrior. I get worried. Not as in I'm like, the ultimate warrior or anything. Do you know what I mean? But I get anxious a lot. So I've always been true to myself when I've done this channel, and I haven't tried to because to be honest, like I said, I could sit here and say, yeah, I spar, I go boxing, I train every week, which is true. Oh, I would do this, I would do that, I would do this, and there's a lot of that goes on the internet, innit? Oh, I would do this, I would do that, and then you find out actually, the reality is nobody knows how they would react. It all depends on who's saying it, what the situation is, isn't it? It all depends. But I'm 95% sure I'd probably just leave it. I'll probably say something back stupid and just leave it at that, innit? It is what it is. I'm being honest about that. Let me know what you think about that. But I'm just being real. Let me tell you, if I was a celebrity like Anthony Joshua, I definitely wouldn't have handled it the way Anthony Joshua handled it. Absolutely. I definitely wouldn't have handled it the way AJ handled it because, you're a couple of steps away from a lawsuit. You're a couple of steps away from a lawsuit. Honestly, you are a couple of steps away from a lawsuit. So it is what it is. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know how you feel about that. If you feel that I'm a complete minge bag, it is what it is. But I'm not going to come on this channel and front it and start lying and saying, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? It's nonsense talk, innit? You don't know until you're in the situation. You're in the situation. You deal with it the best you can deal with. It is what it is. All right, let's move on to this fool. Hold on. Let me get this Muppet up. Jesus Christ. Let me get this fucking Muppet up here. He's returning to boxing. Let me get this up. Oh, I'm having a mare today with my things. Wilder is coming back. Wilder is coming back to boxing. Are you guys happy to see Wilder return to boxing? This man done fell in love with his own statue. I mean, it was unbelievable. Did this man kiss his own statue? Yes or no? I watched a little bit of footage of that. And it looked like he was about to start making love to his own statue. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I love this man to bits, but, we talk about, We talk about the effects of money, fame, and yes men. Lord Jesus Christ. This man out here kissing his own statue. Hold on, let me see if I can get this up on the screen. Just give me a sec. Why the man out here kissing up his own statue? Let me tell you something. Talk about statues of Wilder. I forgot the picture. But that's the wrong statue anyway. We all know the statue that should really be, innit? The statue should be look like this. This is the best incarnation of Deontay Wilder ever. Here you go. That's what the statue should have been, innit? Let's be real, innit? Listen to it. Yeah, you lost the fight. So what? That is what his statue should have been. Press 1 if you agree. Press 2 if you disagree. This should have been the statue. This is the best incarnation of Deontay Wilder. It always has been and will ever be. Like, he will never have a better walkout. He will never have a better walkout suit. I agree, Shevin. For me, it probably is. That, if you talk about greatest ring entrances of all time, for me, that is right up there. I don't care. I know he lost, but that ring entrance is killer, man. Listen, I know you lost the fight, but be a man. That's what the statue should have been. Him in his full Mortal Kombat gear, innit? Him in his full Mortal Kombat gear. Out here looking like a final boss. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But it is what it is, right? Let me just see if I can get this, get some footage up of this fool in action. 1 second. This fool making love to his own statue in front of people. But thank goodness he's coming back to boxing. There's some masochists in the UK that are calling for Dillian Whyte to step up. I mean, Dillian Whyte just come off a one-punch knockout against Tyson Fury. And these same Muppets are now talking about, yeah, get him in the ring with Wilder. For what? For what? We'll talk about that in a sec. Hold on a minute. Let's see if this plays. Let me know if this plays. Oh, no, it doesn't because I completely cocked it up. 1 sec. I will need to refresh the page. And, oh my God, hold on a minute. It was all working before. And now I have completely cocked it up as per fucking usual. And therefore, it doesn't look like we'll be getting a video because I don't have Instagram. So fucking hell, what an absolute cock up that was. But we'll come back to that in a minute. Marco loves Wilder, doesn't he? He's the most exciting fighter in boxing. Do you know what? Honestly, I think there is a case for that. Would you guys, yeah, on that dodgy Spanish VPN. Yeah, I wish. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Wilder is the most exciting fighter in boxing? I genuinely think there's a legit case for that, to be honest. Listen, I don't know. Maybe some of these boxing experts on YouTube, you know, the ones who watch these Japanese flyweights and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know about boxing because I don't stay up till 3:30 in the morning watching all these Japanese flyweights and shit. So I don't know about boxing, but I don't know, man. To me, I think he might be the actually because when you watch him fight, there's something about it, innit? Like you're just literally waiting for it to. I don't know. I'll get called as ultra you're capping for Wilder, but I think he might be the most exciting fighter in boxing because it's just at any given moment, at any point in time, win, lose, draw, round 1 to round 12, you know that one punch at any point can end the fight, like really, and end it in super devastating fashion. So I don't know, man. I think it's super interesting. Let's have a look here.
I mean, you know, I wasn't even.
Oh! Can you guys hear this? Let's hear this.
I mean, you know,
this isn't the full kissing his statue, but we've got a little bit of footage to play. Let's hear him talk. I don't want to be disrespectful, but what do you guys think about this? I've never seen this woman with clothes on. No, I'm not being disrespectful. I would not say this to Wilders, but I'm just being honest. I have never ever seen this woman with any kind of clothes on. Every single time I see this woman out here, she's got like practically no clothes on. So you know what I mean? It would nice. Like I don't want to be disrespectful, but someone does need to get her a dressing gown. Okay, let's listen to the fool in chief here.
I mean, you know, I wasn't even expecting this. You know, that's why you say God work in mysterious ways. I wasn't even expecting this. You know I'm gonna set a lot of records and I'm gonna break a lot of records along my journey. But this right here is, man, this is something that God is giving. Not only to me, but for my state and for my city. You know, it's only right for it to go somewhere downtown by the Wild, something like that. I think it'll be a perfect location to spot. Well, I could just see people coming to the state of Alabama, touring the city of Tuscaloosa, looking at the statue. This would be something for my children, their children, their children's children. So I'm very happy of this project. I'm very excited about it, and I'm definitely filled with joy about Caleb O'Connor doing the job.
Hey. Valerie Smith, that is a church outfit. Hey, this video is a year old. Who gives a shit? Who cares? No one cares. I don't care. The bottom line of it is, yeah, let's talk about this. Oh, let me get rid of this. I want to quickly talk about, someone said Telly Swift. His church outfit. She wears that to church. I don't know, man. What are we saying? I don't know, man. I don't want to be disrespectful. And listen, I'm not saying she's not a good-looking woman. You know what? All I'll say is this. Look, I just don't know why, somebody would dress like that in public, at the unveiling of a statue. That's just me, okay? That's me, all right? 2, like, the teeth, the veneers, I don't know. Maybe I'm being silly. I don't know. There's a lot of cosmetic surgery. I was on Harley Street today because I had to go to the doctor. So I was on Harley Street, which is, you guys will know what Harley Street is in London. And it's just cosmetic surgery everywhere. Like, honestly, I just basically spent most of my morning, around, high net worth people, just, Bentleys and, I am broke, right? But it's just that my doctor happened to be on Harley Street. Okay, I am broke. Okay, but anyway, just seeing all day women just with veneers, with fillers everywhere, with I don't know. What do you think? I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm not saying she's not good looking. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying, innit? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just I don't like to see women get surgery like that. Yeah, that's it. LH. Whole of London is full of the duck clips. Man, I'm not even joking. I swear to God, I was on Harley Street on the way to the doctor. So I went through Marylebone, through Paddington, Baker Street, and on the way to Harley Street to go and see a specialist. And honest to God, like every other woman that was on there, because they've got a lot of cosmetic surgery places on Harley Street, and every other woman that was walking down the street, you could see there's a nose job, fillers, veneers. You could just see it all over the place. It is what it is. Like I said, what my point is, I don't think Telly Swift needs it. That's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't think Telly Swift needs it. I think she'd be good looking without getting this stuff. Because women who get all this stuff done don't age well. Let me know. Someone says she's part Filipino. Actually, I can now see that in her as well. I can see that it is what it is. You know what? I was going to make a controversial comment, but you guys let me know. Press 1 if you agree, and press 2 if you disagree. Let me know if I've taken this a bit too far. Okay. Let me know if I've taken this a bit too far. I'm saying this as a light-skinned black person, right? I do find it very, very ironic. The amount of people who claim to be extremely pro-black, extremely pro-black, and extremely pro-nationalist, right? But they go out with women and they marry women who are extremely, extremely light-skinned. Press 1 if you know what I'm talking about. Press 1 if you agree. Press 2. I've always found that very, very, as a light-skinned person, I've always found that very ironic, It's like some of these dudes that are like extremely, extremely pro-black. Do you know what I mean? Like and Deontay Wilder is extremely pro-black, right? We know that he made the third fight against Tyson Fury. We know he started talking about, he's a guy who brings race into boxing. I'm just saying, he's a guy who's brought race into boxing. His own fans have brought race into boxing, all these kind of things. I just find it so funny that it's the dudes that are extremely pro-black. Like they're the ones to call. I'm not saying Wilder, I'm just saying in general, the dudes that will call guys like me sellouts. Don't forget, to these kind of guys, because I don't subscribe to because I'm not 100% subscribed into the all black people cannot achieve. We are all, intrinsically oppressed, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? I get attacked by these same people, and I always find it ironic because it's like, well, you're supposed to be the super pro-black dude. You're supposed to be the ride or die Elijah Muhammad. Do you know what I mean? You're supposed to be Elijah Muhammad. You're supposed to be Umar Johnson. You're supposed to be ride or die. And then every time you see these girlfriends, every time you see these dudes' wife, these dude girlfriends are lighter skinned than me.
Fake people around me. How the hell I'm on your Facebook, I'm on your Twitter, I'm on your Instagram, it's people hating and you ain't saying shit and you claim to be down with me. Give me a break.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't care who they date. You can date whatever colour. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Date whoever. I date whoever. You know what I mean? I date whoever I want. You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I'm just saying. I just find that ironic with some of these guys that are quite racial. They make everything a racial issue. Do you know what I mean? It's about black. It's about white. And you guys know what I mean. But then when you see who they with, it's like, okay. Yeah, your girlfriend's lighter skinned than me. I don't know. I find it kind of funny. LD Phoenix is correct. Umar Johnson is coming to Nottingham. So anybody who lives in the Nottingham area, if you would like to get some consultation and get some teachings from Umar Johnson, you're welcome to do so. Listen, Umar Johnson ain't going out with no women like Telly Swift. Let me tell you that right now.
Beat the drum for the natural-headed queens. Beat the drum for the natural-headed queens.
Umar ain't into that shit. Umar, I thought Umar's supposed to be building a school. I thought this man's supposed to be building a damn school. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, look, let's not get too racial. But I'm just saying, like, just my opinion. For me, like I said, it's not a problem for me because I'm not the guy out here telling other black people how they should behave. Does that make sense? I'm not the dude out here telling other black people what they should wear, what music they should listen to, what they should say, who they should date. You know what they should do. I'm not the one doing that. So I can do what I want. But it's the others, isn't it? It's the ones that criticize me. It's like your girlfriend lighter skinned than me. But I thought you was a rider. Come on, my man. Anyway, it's great to see Deontay Wilder back to boxing. Look at this Muppet, Adam Smith. Look, Deontay Wilder fighting UK, Dillian Whyte, a brilliant fight. Jesus Christ. I mean, who the hell wants to see that fight? Who the hell wants to see Deontay Wilder versus Dillian Whyte? The only people who want to see that fight are people that just want to see Dillian Whyte's career get ended. Who the hell wants to see that fight? For what? It is what it is. Let's have a look at some of these comments. If Wilder has anything left after that last fight, he thinks if Wilder is even 70% of his old self, he will KO Whyte viciously. I think Wilder's shown huge nuts. He showed the world in the third fight he will fight to the bitter end against anyone, a force to be reckoned with. I still want to see the fight between Wilder and Whyte, regardless of the fact that Wilder should knock him out. I believe the press conference will be just as good as the fight. Well, is Dillian Whyte going to show up to the press conference of Wilder? We don't even know if Dillian Whyte's going to show up to the press conference of Wilder. And no, Wilder ain't going to fight in the UK, Jamie Lee. What would he do that for? What do you want to come to the UK for? For what reason? Wilder will legit spark him in one and get that body on his record. Parker, Rivas, Hellenius, etc. hurt a prime White. Wilder will send him and Joshua to the moon on the same night. Bean slurping White hard. Now he got his deal with Sky. Is White signed with Sky? I mean, White is talking about fighting Joseph Parker, isn't he? And Joseph Parker's supposed to be a Queensbury fighter, but Frank Warren done royally cocked that whole thing up. Frank Warren's just cocked up his whole year's worth of boxing, isn't he? Because there's no Zach Parker versus Demetrius Andrade, and now there's no Joseph Parker versus Joe Joyce. So Frank Warren out here announcing fights that aren't even taking place. So Frank Warren just done cocked up, yeah, his whole fucking 2022 schedule. Now, do you know what I mean? The hopes of Queensbury Promotions rest on Andrew Kane, ERT, the toughest man in boxing. You ask me who's a more intimidating man, yeah? See these students out here. These students are lucky it wasn't Andrew Kane, ERT. Thing is, again, look, they are lucky it ain't this dude, Andrew Kane. Forget Anthony Joshua. Forget Anthony Joshua. If I had to pick, yeah, between who's going to come and do a knock for me. Knock. If I had to pick, yeah, it is what it is. I'm picking, I'll take Anthony Joshua for this dude. I'd rather have Anthony Joshua, Sir Skins, yeah, and the Hodge twins, them Hodge twins dudes turn up, yeah, than this dude. Let's see. I'm a Queensbury man, so maybe I can get him. This dude is the most. This dude's one of the most intimidating dudes. More intimidating than Hager, in my opinion. No. He is intimidating. Look, this guy. Let me get this guy quickly. I know we're spinning around a little bit, but let me quickly do this. If you haven't seen this guy and you like UK boxing, This guy's serious. This guy's about his business. What do you guys think about this guy, Andrew Kane, aka I call him Andrew Kane, aka the light-skinned Marvin Hagler?
Listen to the fake shoulder.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man.
that's fine.
What
Focus
happened to
on.
the shoulder, lad?
Huh?
What happened to
I
the
jarred
shoulder?
my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would I make an excuse when it's in Telford? The fight's going to happen, but it
Yeah,
ain't going to
man.
be in Telford, is
It
it?
doesn't matter where it is to
Yeah.
me.
You try to
I'm here,
skip.
lad.
That's good. Good
I'm
luck
here, bro.
tomorrow till
I'm
we
here,
keep
lad.
our fight alive.
I'm here, man.
Good luck tomorrow.
I'm here.
Good luck. Folks,
Shout out to Roma Security in the background. So if you guys that are security, shout out to Bobby Warren in the background. Shout out to Alfie Warren in the back. Shout out to Roma Security. Richard from Twitter knows about that. Shout out to Roma Security.
is
It
it?
doesn't matter where it is to
Yeah.
me.
You try to
I'm here,
skip.
lad.
That's good. Good
I'm
luck
here, bro.
tomorrow till
I'm
we
here,
keep
lad.
our fight alive.
I'm here, man.
Good luck tomorrow.
I'm here.
Good luck. Focus on your fight tomorrow.
I'm focused, lad. Don't
Good
you tell
man.
me what to do.
Good man.
Hey, you little maggot.
Do you feel this fight will happen, Andrew?
Listen, I'm not even asked. My career doesn't revolve around this fucking idiot. You know what I mean? I'll smash him any day of the week. I'll take him outside. Meet me on the car park after me fight, and I'll do both of you. Both of them on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
I think we've got gentlemen here who will ensure that you don't meet in the car park. Andrew, you probably want to get back in.
This is the guy that you don't want turning up, man. Forget AJ now. I'm serious, yeah? Forget AJ. This is the guy that you don't want it, man. This is the guy that you don't want. Them students, man. They don't realise, innit? Them students. Forget AJ. AJ small potatoes, man. If they did that to Andrew Kane, there'd be murders, man. There'd be absolute murders running their mouth outside to Andrew Kane. This guy is serious, innit? I called him, yeah, the light-skinned Marvin Hagler.
Be in Telford, is
It
it?
doesn't matter where it is to
Yeah.
me.
You try to
I'm here,
skip.
lad.
That's good. Good
I'm
luck
here, bro.
tomorrow till
I'm
we
here,
keep
lad.
our fight alive.
I'm here, man.
Good luck tomorrow.
I'm here.
Good luck. Focus on your fight tomorrow.
I'm focused, lad. Don't
Good
you tell
man.
me what to do.
Good man.
Hey, you little maggot.
Do you feel this fight will happen, Andrew?
Listen, I'm not even asked. My career doesn't revolve around this fucking idiot. You know what I mean? I'll smash him any day of the week. I'll take him outside. Meet me on the car park after me fight, and I'll do both of you. Both of them on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
I think we've got gentlemen here who will ensure that you don't meet in the car park.
What you guys think, man? This guy. Watch out for this guy, you know, Andrew Kane. Jesus Christ. He's a hothead, mate. Andrew Kane. He's a serious dude, man. Anyway. Let me get back. So we're going a bit all over the place in a minute. Sorry about this. Right. Let me get back to this suit wearing fool, Deontay Wilder, quickly. Here we go. Let me get back to this suit wearing fool, and let me get back to some of these comments on this video that he's got with Dillian Whyte. Look, Dillian Whyte needs a tune-up fight. Would we agree on that? Press 1 if you agree. Press 2 if you disagree. Dillian Whyte needs a tune-up fight. Dillian Whyte doesn't need to be getting in the ring with Deontay Wilder. I mean, seriously, he's been knocked out in one punch by Tyson Fury, right? And he was struggling to stay on his feet. He needs a tune-up fight. I don't want to see anybody get hurt in the boxing ring, and I don't want to see Dillian Whyte get hurt in the boxing ring. And Wilder's a bit too much for him at this point. I know Wilder's lost, but the punch power is a bit too much. What do you guys think? Most of you guys are. Shevin disagrees, but I think most of you guys are agreeing with that. What do you guys in it? It's just. I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I honestly just don't want to see any more boxers get hurt. We've already had one female boxer just come out of a coma the other day, and I'm being deadly serious. I'm not even making jokes. Like, I think even if Wilder's lost something, I just think the power, the one-punch power, is just too much. It's too much. I mean, if you look at how Wilder got stopped against Fury, do you know what I mean? I don't know. It was bad, but it wasn't the first shot. Does that make sense? Wilder had taken a sustained beating, yeah, for 6-7 rounds, right? And then he finally got the big shot. But if you look at Dillian Whyte fought Tyson Fury, and the very, very first big shot he got hit with in the entire fight, he pretty much went down with, didn't he? Other than a body shot. I know he was hit with a couple of big body shots in the fight, which hurt him. But am I right or am I wrong? The first really good, clean shot that Dillian Whyte was hit with, the first good, solid shot that Dillian Whyte was hit with in that fight, he went over, and that was the end of it, And for me, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's not a good sign for me. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you disagree, that's fine, but I don't think that's a good look. Does that make sense? I don't want to over jump it and talk about punch resistance, but it is a bit of a worry, isn't it? That was a good shot. It was a great shot from Tyson Fury. It was a fantastic shot from Tyson Fury. But I'm just saying, like, it was the first real shot he got hit with, you know? First real shot he got hit with clean. And that was it, really, wasn't it? That was all she wrote, you know? He got hit and hurt by Oscar Rivas. He's been hurt by Helenius, and Helenius has a reputation as a bit of a puncher as well. But, you know, yeah, Anthony Joshua had him all over the place early on. No, sorry, I don't want to repronounce names. Ataz. I wouldn't say White is chinny at all. I wouldn't say he's chinny. I wouldn't say he's chinny. I think he's one of the strongest, toughest guys in boxing. But I just think he needs to be protected a little bit for himself. Does that make sense? What do you guys think? I just think Dillian Whyte needs to be protected a little bit from himself. I know he knows, like, he's coming towards the tail end of his career, and I know he wants to cash out and make as much money as possible. But he is being dropped. Like I said before, he's fought quality opposition. You fight quality opposition, you will get hurt. Yeah, but I'm just saying, dropped heavily by Joseph Parker, was barely able to stay on his feet in that 12th round against Joseph Parker. Hit and dropped by Oscar Rivas. AJ would have got him out of there in a couple of rounds when they fought. Had he have not caused that fucking ringside rumble after the second round, AJ would have got him out of there next round. And AJ knocked him out brutally in that fight. I mean, AJ finished him with the uppercut, and he finished him brutally in that fight. Or knocked out brutally by Alexander Povetkin. His fucking head fucking slammed off the mat when he fought Povetkin, right? And then he fights Fury, and Fury hits him with one shot. First shot he hits him with, and he just flattened him with the first real shot he hit him with. So, you know, he's seen the canvas quite a few times. Do you know what I mean? Dillian Whyte, you know, I'm not sure. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't know whose backs touched the floor more times in the last fucking 36 months, Ellie Brooke or Dillian Whyte. No disrespect. Do you think that's a disrespectful comment? I'm just being honest. Like, in the last 36 months, I'm not sure whose back has hit the floor more times, Ellie Brooks or Dillian Whyte's. So, you know, Dillian Whyte, look, at the end of the day, I don't want to see any fighter get hurt. So, for me personally, you know, give him a tune-up fight. Give him a tune-up fight. Get him on some stupid undercard. And then, yeah, then send him to Wilder to get his head taken off. Or get him the rematch with Joseph Parker. Absolutely. It was what it was. LH knew that was coming. You guys know I'm pushing this Ellie Brooke card. I'm promoting this Ellie Brooke card. It's super hard at the minute. Super hard. So let me go through some of your comments. Sorry about that. Marco says, feed him to Wilder and we can all move on. He's bad for boxing. Well, his ex-promoter is anyway. Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Shevin says, I do agree White needs a tune-up, but he's at the end of his career and no time for that. Yeah, I think, not even time for one, Chef. I'm sure he's got time for one. Stick him on the undercard of Hughie Fury and fucking, what's his name? Hughie Fury and bloody Michael Hunter. Listen, people are doubting whether he can beat Martin Bakole. Honestly, like, people think Martin Bakole and Dillian Whyte is a 50-50. Some people think Bakole would beat Dillian Whyte. You don't need to be... If there's a doubt over whether you can beat Martin Bakole or not, you probably don't need to be getting in a ring with Deontay Wilder. No disrespect, but does that make sense? That's my opinion. Crazy D3 says White Chisora 3. Again, you know, I think he needs that's going to be another grueling fight, isn't it? I think he just needs a tune-up. Just get him a fucking 10-8 rounder or something. Get some rounds under his belt. He hadn't boxed for a year, had he, when he fought Fury? Dillian, didn't it? He hadn't boxed for a year up to the point where he fought. He'd fought Fury. He hadn't boxed for nearly a year. Went in and got smoked off the first big shot that landed. So it is what it is. Not the greatest look, in my humble opinion. I'll read a few more of your comments, then we'll go through the news, and then we'll all go home. Excuse me. Darren D says both may need a tune-up. Wilder may need to build his confidence back in his power. Maybe. Listen, Wilder's lost. He's basically lost 3 out of his last 4 or 5, isn't he? He's lost back. He's lost to Fury twice. So he lost 2 out of his last 5. I'm not going to check BoxRec. Ortiz twice, Brazil, Fury 3 times. I don't know. He's lost like 2 or 3 of his last 5. So maybe he needs a tune-up as well. But I think White needs it more, because Wilder has shown he's tough. Like, he's tough enough to. He got in with the best heavyweight, in my opinion, of his generation, and he took a sustained. You know, White is getting wiped out now with single shots. Good shots, but I don't know. Let me guys know what you think. Sorry. So I'm just trying to go through these comments. I keep losing them. There's quite a few coming in. Jamie Leroy says Tyson didn't even hit him full whack and it dazed him. It was a great uppercut. He knocked his tooth out. But yeah, it was the first real shot, you know. Valerie Smith says, I know Wilder lost big time rounds to Fury, but he gave his all. He gave Fury a proper fight, unlike Whyte. Whyte and Fury was not a competitive fight. And that's the thing, isn't it? Whyte and Fury was not a competitive fight at any point. It was just completely uncompetitive. Let's have a look. Let's go through here. You guys talking about Whyte and Otto Warlin. Yeah, you guys don't like Dillian Whyte, etc., etc. Big Dog Jason Walker. Wilder kills Whyte. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, I don't think that fight should happen. So that's what we're talking about. Adam Smith is on seconds out, and Adam Smith is asking for that fight to happen. He wants Wilder and Whyte to happen, and I don't think that. I basically think that, to be honest, that a restraining order should be taken out, yeah, on behalf of Dillian Whyte, so that he and Wilder can't be in the same boxing ring for at least the next 18 months. That's what I personally would do, you know, just to look after Dillian Whyte's well-being. Personally, I would have some kind of restraining order out there that him and Wilder can't be in the same ring for the next 18 months. And anybody who tries to organise otherwise getting taken to court. Because I don't want to see any more fighters get hurt. Boxing is a dangerous, dangerous sport, man. It is what it is. Mr. G Congo says Otto Warlin beats Whyte. Really? I'm not sure we're going to go that far. I'm not sure we're going that far. It is what it is. Right, let's go through some of the news. Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero. I don't know if I can play this because I don't want to get none for copyright by Showtime. I'll watch this fight. I haven't seen Rolly Romero fights. The only time I've seen Rolly Romero, I know about him, is from sparring. I've seen sparring videos of him doing a job on Ryan Garcia. I might look at a bit of Rolly Romero before he fights Gervonta Davis. It is what it is, isn't it? I mean, apparently he's a big puncher, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still expecting Tank to go in there and just absolutely just do a job. I think he's explosive, extremely explosive. Will he leave Mayweather Promotions? Will he leave Heyman? He seems to be 1 minute saying he's going to leave Heyman, the next minute he's saying he's going to stay. Who knows? I don't care where he goes. Maybe he'll end up with DAZN. We know Eddie Hearns wanted him from the get-go. Maybe he'll end up on DAZN or something with Eddie Hearn or something. I don't really care at this point, you know. I've always rated Gervonta Davis. I think he's a quality fighter. I think some people get on him because of his resume. But like I said before, I mean, I just enjoy the fights. I'm not one of these guys that gets really upset about who fighters fight and who fighters don't fight. That's just my opinion. Like, it doesn't, like, you see some people and they get really offended when fighters don't fight who they want. Like, they get offended. Do you know what I'm talking about? They get like mortally offended. Mortally offended. I don't get offended by that. You know, fighters fight who they want to fight. And if I'm interested in watching the fight, I'll watch it. If I'm not interested in watching the fight, I won't watch it. I don't get like super offended by it. You know, Gervonta Davis, is he a protected fighter? Yeah, I think he's a protected fighter. But I don't think he's protected because he doesn't want to fight the big guys. I think he's protected because Ellaby, Mayweather, and those guys are protecting him. But listen, I think he'll be let off the leash soon. And when I think he is, I think he'll be in some great fights. I think he's capable of knocking anybody out in and around his weight class. He's an absolutely ginormous puncher. I will say this about Gervonta Davis. He will, how do I say this? He may go out the same way that Canelo went out against Bivol, because he's another one who he likes to walk guys down in a high guard, doesn't he? And he likes to load up with big single shots, doesn't he, Gervonta? He likes to load up with big singles. Then he likes to walk guys down. You've seen him recently, some of his recent fights, walking guys down in a high guard. And he likes to unload with big single shots. He likes to walk himself into the pocket, through the fire, and then land big single shots. You know, you meet guys, he starts stepping up weight classes, and he meets guys who know how to play with distance, know how to make him fall short, know how to get him at the end of the jab, know how to use a bit of lead hand control, know how to double up. He might look stupid in a fight, you know. So, like I said before, look, he's exciting to watch. I think he's a very, very exciting fighter to watch because he's explosive. He's a massive puncher. What the fuck is this? Tank hits way harder than Canelo. Dude, Canelo's hurting dudes about... Dude, Canelo started at fucking welterweight. He's now legitimately hurting dudes at 175. Come on, man. Are you sure about that? Let me have... that don't seem right to me. I don't think so about that. I don't know what you guys think. Canelo is ice. Canelo at 168. Are there any 168 guys out there that can really handle the power of Canelo Alvarez? There ain't many. I mean, he's getting guys, like hurting guys, breaking guys down, getting guys out of there, you know? And he's definitely able to hurt guys at 175 pounds. So I'm not sure about that. But Tank is pound for pound. I would say Gervonta is pound for pound one of the biggest punches in boxing. But anyway, yeah, I just think if he's not careful, if he doesn't start varying the way he boxes, if he doesn't start varying, yeah, Chef, we can talk about that one offline if you want, Chef, but I'm not sure about that one. But we'll see. He says, Tank hits harder at his weight than Canelo at his weight. All right, we'll talk about that one later. But yeah, what do you guys think about Gervonta's actual boxing? I mean, I've watched him in sparring footage for years. I actually watched Gervonta's sparring footage way before people clocked onto Gervonta. Way before people clocked onto him. Watched him years ago, actually. I used to enjoy watching him sparring because he was very, very gifted. And he's got great footwork, you know. He's got great footwork. He's got the ability to set up shots. He's got the ability to be elusive. He's actually the complete package. But for me, in some of these recent fights, he's a dog. And Gervonta's a dog. But for me, he's a guy who's fallen in love with his power a little bit too much in some of his recent fights. And like I said before, you know, you see Barrios again. Barrios had him in trouble in it. Not like had him hurt or anything, but you see what happened when you had the big, tall guy in there, keeping him at the end of the jab, and showing him a bit of distance. That's how he's going to get undone. So, like I said before, for me, he needs to do a bit more. He needs to do a better job of cutting these fighters off, not following these fighters around the wing. A little bit of better job with perhaps with the head movement. A few more angles, and also for me, like I said before, set up the shots a few more. Set up the shots, like, you know. Again, Gervonta's another guy who, you know, I don't think he's a big jabber. You know, I don't think he's a big jabber in fights. I could be wrong about that, but I don't see him touching guys up, setting guys up with the jab. And like I said, you know, you step in the ring with somebody who really knows how to vary the jab and move the feet in and out. I think he's going to be in trouble in the fight. I don't think. What do you guys think about him versus Lomachenko? Peak versus peak. Lomachenko's more of an inside fighter, but I actually think Lomachenko could have been bad news for him. And another thing I'll say about Gervonta quickly before we move on as well is, another thing that'll be his undoing is his weight cuts and how he makes weight. Since maybe he's moving up, maybe he's getting a bit better at making weight because he's moving up the weights. But this guy used to kill himself. This guy used to be 160 plus outside of the ring. And then you used to see him do camps in just... You see Gervonta in camp in these massive sweatsuits because he's got so much weight to lose. You know, we talked on the other show about fighters that train to lose weight versus fighters that are actually training. Does that make sense? The difference between training to lose weight and training to learn new things. There's a big difference. I promise you. It doesn't matter what level you've boxed at, whether you've boxed white collar, whether you just spar like me, whether you do whatever you do. I'm telling you, the difference between training to lose weight and training to actually learn things is massive. Before COVID, I was 78 kilos. So I was 6 kilos overweight. When I was training, I was literally training to lose weight. So I was literally sat in front of a heavy bag trying to sweat out and sweat and lose as much water weight as possible. And I wasn't learning anything new in the boxing game because all my training was centered around losing weight. Now that I've lost the weight and I'm now 71.5 kilos, yeah? So I've now lost that weight. I've lost about 6 or 7 kilos, right? And I'm pretty much, you know, lower in weight than I was before COVID, right? I don't have to train to really make weight anymore, especially as I'm obviously not fighting. I don't have to train to make weight. So because of that, it's just it makes your training, it makes training more enjoyable. You can work on things. You're not constantly looking at the scales. You're not constantly feeling sluggish, you know. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on that. And Gervonta's a guy who's had some bad weight cuts. And the thing about Lomachenko and some of these fighters is body punching. I've always thought body punching might be a way to get Tank. Obviously, he's a huge puncher, so you know you've got to be careful when you let him into the pocket. But body punching, if somebody can find a way to exploit Gervonta's body, that'll be very, very interesting in fights because I have a feeling that's going to be his Achilles heel. Body punching. It's going to be someone who knows how to hurt him up on the inside with body punching, slip him, throw uppercuts, throw shots under his shots. He falls in a lot, doesn't he, Gervonta? He falls in a lot. He loads up with these big left hands and he falls in a lot. Maybe someone a little bit bigger, someone a bit taller, when they see him fall in with that left hand, you know, some good fighters, Josh Taylor, for example, is very, very good at doing this. Josh Taylor's very, very good when fighters throw shots and fall short at slipping and whipping in uppercuts to the body, slipping and whipping in shots. Josh Taylor's very, very good at that. He's very, very good at that, Josh Taylor. And we talked about Josh Taylor versus Javonta a couple of times, didn't we? Josh Taylor's very, very good at that. Making guys fall short. You know, Javonta might load up with one of those big overhand lefts, or Javonta might fall in with a left hand. And Josh Taylor's the kind of guy to slip, take an angle and bring the uppercuts up the middle. You know, that's what I think. There's a couple of ways Javonta will get undone, and it is what it is. Davies and Dave says fittest programmer in the IT world. Nah, there's guys out there that are cycling to work. You know, these guys that are cycling 25 miles a day. There's guys in IT and programming. All they do is cycle non-stop, and they've got like resting heart rates of like 30 and stuff. They're much fitter than me. Much fitter than me. Yeah, Harvey Chan says Taylor throws the bolo punch to the body very well. Loves that punch. Yeah, so I'm just getting that on record about Gervonta Davis right here and right now. The same way I got it on record about Canelo Alvarez. I was saying in Canelo Alvarez fights, he needs to switch it up. He needs to switch it up. He needs to switch it up. I'm saying exactly the same thing right now about Gervonta Davis. You know, we need to see another dimension to his work. We need to see him, not throw shots, from out of range, not falling in, not loading up on big shots from outside of range. We need to show him using that jab a bit more, using that jab, touching fighters up with the jab a little bit more, a few more feints as well before he throws, bring his feet into distance and then let the shots go instead of throwing shots. He throws shots, in my opinion, big single shots, not enough jabs coming beforehand, not enough feinting coming beforehand. And he's going to get himself into trouble as he goes up the weights. Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin we've spoken about. Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields is signed as per Games You Love. September the 3rd or September the 10th is the date. Ben Shalom is declared. Okay. Who are you going for? Marshall or Shields? Press 1 if you think Savannah Marshall will beat Clarissa Shields in September, or press 2 if you think Clarissa Shields will beat Savannah Marshall. I'm going to have a guess with you. I'm going to go 2. You can go what you want. I'm going to go for Clarissa Shields to win that fight on points. But it is what it is. Let me get your opinion on how you think that fight's going to go. Boom is saying Savannah needs to chill with the wig tweets. Oh dear, it is what it is. I'm going with Shields in that fight. I think 2-minute rounds is a different story. It is what it is. Savannah Marshall said that we don't need 3-minute rounds of women's boxing because she's knocking opponents out. Well, who are you knocking out? Femke Herman? I mean, I don't know. I just think women's boxing is a. I just think the difference between a 2 and a 3-minute round is massive. It is what it is. Have we got any boxers in here? Have we got any boxers or guys who have boxed? You guys will know, right? Anybody in here who's done at a spar or something, you'll know. The difference between a 3 and a 2 is just huge. Difference between a 3 and a 2 is just massive. Do you know what I mean? It's not even remotely the same sport, you know. So I do think we need to see 3-minute rounds in women's boxing. You know what I mean? And get it on and get it on properly, and that will bring an end. You'll start seeing some exciting fights, and you'll start seeing some different fighters in boxing. You'll start seeing it'll be better for the brawlers. It'll be better for the brawlers. It'll be better for the punchers. Not everybody's a gifted amateur like Clarissa Shields. Not everyone's a gifted amateur boxer like a Sky Nicholson. Not everybody's a gifted amateur boxer like a Katie Taylor, you know, and that's the way it works in boxing as well, doesn't it? In boxing, sometimes in boxing, how many times do we see in professional men's boxing 12 3-minute rounds? How many times do we see, you know, the guy who doesn't have the amateur skill set, the guy who's quite crude, you know, the guy who hasn't got the best skill set, the guy who hasn't got the best footwork, but they just got big punches, or do you know what I mean? Like guys like Carl Froch. Do you think a guy like Carl Froch would have had the success he had in his career in 2-minute fights? Of course not. He would have lost to Jermaine Taylor for a start. Do you know what I mean? He would have lost to Jermaine Taylor. Do you think a guy like Carl Froch, think about a guy like Carl Froch's career if boxing was 2-minute rounds? He would have had a completely different career, wouldn't he? Isn't it? Carl Froch would have had a completely different career if boxing was 2-minute rounds, wouldn't it? He was a guy who was all about using his fitness, using his stamina, using his heavy-handedness to take fighters down the stretch. And some fighters are like that. Some fighters are just not gifted. Some fighters just don't have footwork. But you know what they do have? They have chins. They have balls. They can take a punch. They like fighting. I see them in the gym all the time. They can take a punch. They like fighting. They're aggressive. They're fit, you know, and they just grind you down. They don't care about, you know, listen, I've got decent footwork. If it was all about who's got decent footwork, I'd have had fights by now. The problem is I don't have a chin. The problem is when I get hit clean, I don't want to get up because I'm a panani, right? That's the point, isn't it? So I always say to these guys, and these guys box amateur, don't they? And I always say to them, I say to these guys, look, if you're thinking about turning pro, don't worry about amateur boxing. Amateur boxing is a different sport. You'll be much better in the 3-minute rounds. 3-minute rounds, these guys come into it because they can grind you down. They grind you down. That extra 60 seconds per round is huge, man. It's huge. Harvey Chan says, Amir Khan would... Amir Khan, can you imagine Amir Khan in 2-minute round boxing? Jesus Christ. Amir Khan in 2-minute rounds. Jar Goody would have been in 2-minute rounds with his fast feet and his fast hands. If we had 120-second rounds in boxing. Women's boxing needs to be... If you're gonna make any comparisons to men's boxing, you know, at the minute everybody wants women and men's sport to be equal. So we need to see those rounds, don't we? Let's have a look here. We'll talk about Gervonta. There's Deontay Wilder kissing his statue. Here we go. Here you go, Chef. We finally got the video. Here we go. Let's go back here. Let's quickly get up this video of Wilder making love to his statue. R18 warning here. R18 warning here. For those of you who, here we go. Oh, that's the wrong, where's that come from? Oh, okay. Wait, where's that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry about this. Hold on a minute. Let's just try that again. Let's have a look here. Cool Guy says 2-minute rounds, not that long when you're fresh. I can do 2-minute rounds. That's how bad it is. I did 3 2s the other day. I was gassed, but I did 3 2s the other day. If I can do 3 2s, then you if I can do 3 2s, then you know there's a problem. Let's put it that way. Right, here we go. What is he wearing, by the way?
Count of 3, everyone. I'm gonna reveal. 1, 2, 3. See you in a minute. Beautiful. Oh man, beautiful. My baby.
Hold on a minute. He just called that statue his baby. But before we get onto that, like, can somebody tell me, Shevin, you know what is this man wearing? What is Deontay Wilder wearing? This man out here looking like Friar Tuck and shit. Hold on. Why is this dude dressing up like Friar Tuck? I don't understand what's going on in here. The man just turning up to the opening of a statue. Do you know what I mean? The man turning up here looking like Friar Tuck from Robin Hood. What is going on? Look, yeah, I want this guy back in boxing, yeah, but what's going on with what this man's wearing? Look. Hold on a minute. Let me get this up on the screen. Why this dude out here, though, looking like Friar Tuck? That's what he's wearing, isn't it? Like, why? Let me get this up again, look.
See you in a minute. Beautiful. Oh man, beautiful. My baby. On this side, bro. I gotta change the hair. My hairstyle different now, but
That it? That's all we got. What's going on? He out here looking like Friar Tuck these days, man. Those boots, 3K. Yeah, well, he deserves it. He deserves it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, let's have a look. Who did you go for with Shields? Shields and Marshall. Most of you guys in the chat are going with Shields. Oh, LD Phoenix has got Marshall. Carl Jones has got Marshall. Jack Donahue's got Marshall. It is what it is. I think, like I said, I think them 3-minute rounds are going to be a killer in that fight. It is what it is. Shevan's got Shields on points. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know why. What's going on? Oh, I see. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. So let me just quickly. Here we go. Hold on a minute. Here we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. Right, let's just finish off with the news, and then we'll carry on. It's his Jedi outfit. Wilder dresses like an R&B singer from 2001. No, like this dude dress sense is crazy. Have you seen we'll talk about it later. Some of his style I like, some of his style I don't want. Michael Benson, Deontay Wilder returning is excellent news for boxing. Sign me up for Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. That's not going to happen. Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz Jr. That will happen. Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder. That's not going to happen. And Deontay Wilder versus Alexander Usyk, that could happen. And Wilder has a legit chance of beating Usyk. I don't care what anybody says. Maybe he's not the favorite to win. Maybe he's not the favorite to win, but if he touches Usyk, I don't care what anybody says. Usyk's hitting the canvas. And anybody who thinks Usyk can take a full-blooded shot from Wilder and stay on his feet, I don't see it. I don't see that happening. And he will hit the canvas if Wilder touches him. Usyk could win that fight by stoppage, though. It could go, Usyk maybe be the favorite, but that would be a very, very, very tough fight. People are talking about that fight's a foregone conclusion. Like, that fight that fight would be incredibly exciting to watch because Alexander Usyk is a very, very active fighter. He's actually an in and out fighter. It is what it is. Crazy D3 says angles beat power. Do they? It only takes one shot in boxing to knock you out, mate. That's what it takes, isn't it? One shot. One shot and you're gone, mate. One shot. It's all it takes. One shot. Dude's a cruiserweight. The dude's a glorified cruiserweight, man. He's getting in the ring with one of the hardest punches in the history of boxing. One shot's all it's going to take. Angles beat power, but Tony Bellew was hitting him with clean right hands down the pipe. So it is what it is. Like I said, he'd probably be the favorite in that fight, but I don't see that fight as a foregone conclusion. It is what it is. We already know about Dimitri Bivol versus Joshua Buatsi and all this crap. Tyson Fury is a walking clown show. We don't need to know anything about that. Zach Parker's getting screwed because the WBC have said that Canelo Alvarez doesn't need to fight. It's mandatory for another 18 months. So Zach Parker won't be winning the full WBO interim title anytime soon. And Andrade won't fight him. And Chris Eubank won't fight him either. So more problems there at Casa de la Frank Warren. And he gets what he did. That's what Frank Warren gets for announcing fights that haven't been signed. It is what it is. Let's have a look here. Okay, right. Unless anybody wants to give any more final comments, it is what it is. I'll go for your final comments. Anybody wants to get any comments in, we'll call it a day. Our apologies about this show. These shows aren't as good as they used to be, but let's face it, I'm a spent force in the YouTube game. I think we all know it. My prime went a long time ago in this YouTube game. These days, I just do things for money, don't I? I just do things for money. 125 in the chat. Please feel free to hit the like button if you would like to do so. The gym is open 24 hours a day. So I don't know. I actually could now go to the gym and jump in the ring and do some shadowing. I'm probably not, but I could do something. Yeah, Virgil Ortiz. I forgot that. Virgil Ortiz is fighting David Avanesian. So David Avanesian is going to fight on DAZN on the Golden Boy card, and he's going to fight Virgil Ortiz Jr. It's going to be a hell of a fight. I think Virgil Ortiz is just different. That's my opinion. I think he's a different kind of fighter. David Avanesian is 100% fringe world level, held the WBA interim, ended the career of Shane Mosley. David Avanesian, for me, is a world-class operator, fringe world-class operator. I think Virgil Ortiz might be a bit more than fringe world level. I think he's a very, very serious individual. A very, very, very serious individual. Be interesting to see how the weight cut goes for Virgil Ortiz, though. Obviously, he had big problems with the weight cut versus Michael McKinson, and obviously he ended up in hospital as a result. And again, that's what I keep saying, how dangerous boxing is. Boxing is extremely, extremely dangerous. Obviously, I would make Virgil Ortiz the favorite in this fight. I've only seen like one or two of his fights, bits and bobs, but he just looks different. Very, very good fighter. I like him, actually. That high guard he uses is something that I've tried to replicate in boxing myself. We'll talk about that another time. I actually did a little bit of studying on Virgil Ortiz, and I tried to take some tips. I think his guard is excellent. His high guard is an excellent high guard. Excellent high guards covering the head and covering the body. He's got a very, very economical guard. I think his defensive guard is very, very good. He's a very, 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 very good fighter. And I just think it's possible that he's just, to me, does it mean that David Avanesian wouldn't beat Conor Benn? No, because I don't think Virgil Ortiz would beat, I don't think Conor Benn would beat Virgil Ortiz either, to be honest. I don't think Conor Benn would beat Virgil Ortiz either. That's my opinion. And that's why, like I said before, listen, that would be an easy fight to make. This is a Queensbury Promotions Golden Boy promotion here. Queensbury Promotions versus Golden Boy Promotions. Virgil Ortiz and Conor Benn are on the same fucking networks. That fight would have been a very, very easy fight to make. Virgil Ortiz and Conor Benn. Conor Benn's looking for an opponent, right? Eddie Hearn's saying that he's looking for world-class opponents, right? Saying that, he's looking to step Conor Benn up. So we're out here looking for opponents for Conor Benn. They're both on DAZN. Why couldn't that fight happen? Am I missing something? Press 1 if I'm missing something, or press 2 if you disagree with what I'm saying there. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense, does it? Why? Conor Benn's looking for an opponent. Virgil Ortiz looking for an opponent, both on the zone. I don't know. Conor Benn, Eddie Hearn's saying that Conor Benn's elite. That's what he said. He said Conor Benn's elite in his post-fight interview with Adi Oladipo. He also said that Conor Benn was a global star. That's what he said about Conor Benn. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is looking for a fight, both on the zone. Why isn't that fight happening? I think we all know what the reason is. Joe says Ava is too much for Ben and not enough for Ortiz. Simple, exactly. And I like Michael McKinson, but I thought those people giving Michael McKinson a chance against Virgil Ortiz were crazy, to be honest. And I like Michael McKinson. I think Michael McKinson is a very skilled fighter. But I think those people giving Michael McKinson a chance against Virgil Ortiz, I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you. I don't know how people ever came to that conclusion that Michael McKinson would have legit beaten 100% fully healthy Virgil Ortiz. Where did that come from? I don't know. I don't know how we got there. I really don't know how we got there. Shevin, I haven't seen Benavidez actually yet versus Lemieux. I will go back and watch that. I do like him. I do like Benavidez a lot, but I haven't got around and seen that fight. It is what it is. Crazy D3 thinks McKinson can beat Ben. I don't know about that. We'll see. I think Conor Ben's might carry a little bit too much power, but we'll see. But if McKinson can survive the early rounds against Conor Ben, it's a fight where he can definitely do something. But he has to get out of them early rounds. If he can get past round 4, 5 with Conor Ben, he's got a shot. He's got an outside shot. But it is what it is. But he's going to need to try and get out of them early rounds without taking too much punishment. Thoughts on Haney and Cambozos? You know what? No, I haven't seen. I saw Devin Haney and Jorge Linares, but I forget these fights. Do you know what? Honestly, let me just say this, right? It's so weird. Like, I watch boxing fights, not all of them, but I watch them and I just forget about them the next day. I'm not one of these guys that, I don't know, I just watch a fight and I watch a fight. That's it, you know? I watch a fight, and I forget about fights very, very, very quickly. Forget about them the next day. So, yeah, seeing some of Haney's recent fights. Obviously, we covered the Cambozos and Teofimo fight. We covered that live on here, actually. We watched that fight live at 3, 4 in the morning UK time and covered it. It's actually one of our biggest shows. But had like fucking 700 people in the chat from all over the world. But, yeah, it is what it is. You know, like I said before, look, if you want to learn boxing, box. I promise you, just box. That's it. You don't need to watch. Enjoy watching fights. Do you know what I mean? You watch fights, you enjoy fights. Great. But if you want to understand boxing, box. It's that fucking simple. If you want to understand boxing, box. If you want to understand programming, program. Yeah? If you want to understand being a medical doctor, then you need to practice, right? That's why doctors have to go and do fucking however many months of residency. Simple as that. If you want to learn how something works, then you pretty much have to do it. If you don't do it to any degree, then it doesn't matter how much you watch, you don't really understand how it works. That's my humble opinion. Where's Josh Kelly? He'd be a good opponent for. Well, Josh Kelly can't fight Conor Ben. There's no way. Not yet. He needs a good 4, 5, 6 fights. And you see that disaster that happened on the Kala Sauerland card on Channel 5 with his opponent putting out like 2 hours before the fight. I mean, it's just Josh Kelly's career so far it's been an absolute disaster. And it's a shame because he's extremely talented. He's an extremely talented fighter. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if he's ever going to recover, to be honest. And it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. And I don't want to be disrespectful to Conor Ben in any way, but Josh Kelly and Conor Ben, you know, the way those careers have been handled, and the way that one guy was protected and the way the other guy wasn't protected is down to surnames, isn't it? Do you think that's a fair comment? Like I said, not being disrespectful to Conor Ben. If Conor Ben knocked on my door, I'd go and run. Trust me, I'd run. I'd be like, please, Conor, don't hurt me. Please, Conor, don't beat me up. Trust me. I'd be on my knees begging Conor Ben, please don't hurt me, Conor. But I'm just being honest with you. You know, Conor Ben and Josh Kelly, you know, one was protected and one wasn't protected. What's the reason? And the reason is one has a famous father and the other one doesn't. What do you guys think? Press 1 if you agree, press 2 if you disagree. That's what it is, isn't it? That's what it boils down to, isn't it? Conor Ben gets protected because he's got a famous father. That's it. That's all it is. And look, Eddie Hearn's right to do that. And I guess, you know, promoting's all about making money, you know. Matchroom are there to make money. It's not a charity. Do you know what I mean? Matchroom aren't there to run a foundation. Matchroom aren't the MTK Foundation, right? They're there to make a profit and make money. And make a profit they do. That's one of the best things Matchroom do. Matching fighters, matchmaking, knowledge of boxing, laughable. Making a profit and making big fights, A1. No question about that. Yeah. So look, it is what it is, but that's what upsets me about boxing. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's not always about talent, is it? You know, I think Josh Kelly's far more talented. I think, you know, like I said before, he doesn't have the famous father, so obviously there's a bit of the fan base gone there. But I think if they'd have put the same energy into Josh Kelly, welterweight's always a very, very difficult division, but I just think he's a more well-rounded fighter than Conor Benn. That's my opinion on Josh Kelly. That's my opinion. I think he's a more well-rounded fighter than Conor Benn, and I think he always has been. Conor Benn is going to have what you call a crash and burn career. He's going to have a crash and burn career. Conor Benn is going to get hyped. He's going to get some more good wins. He's going to keep crushing it in the gym. He's going to keep knocking fighters out. Unfortunately to Conor Benn, it's seen it happen a million times with fighters like him. It's really sad. What will happen with Conor is everybody will jump on the Conor Benn bandwagon. He'll get involved in a fight and he'll get wiped out. He'll get wiped out. And there's no shame in that at all. But he'll get involved in a fight and he will get wiped out. A bit like what happened to Anthony Joshua. And then people are going to start turning on him. People are going to start clowning on him. And you're going to see 1,000,001 IFL TV interviews of people saying Conor Benn's a busted flush. He's been exposed. He's been found out. It's always the same with the way these fighters go. It's always the same with these fighters. You know, you protect fighters to that degree. I promise you, eventually, especially in a division like welterweight, eventually he's going to step up. He's going to get wiped out in a fight by somebody. He's going to get stopped and knocked out by somebody. And it is what it is. And, you know, I won't be taking the piss out of him, but other people will, you know, and that's the way it will go, you know, like I said before. So it's one of them things that you can ride the wave with Conor Benn, but eventually there's going to be a crash, isn't it? It's like with the highest highs come with the lowest lows. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's a very, very well-rounded fighter. He's another one, again, who's in love with his own power, loading up on shots, not enough of a jab. And eventually, like I said, there's some very, very big guys at welterweight. And that is 100% going to end in tears. That's 100% going to end in tears. And I just hope I'm here to cover it live when it does. Joe says, also, it's hard to learn boxing from watching fights because of the shite commentary. I mean, let me quickly say this before we go. Rule number one about watching boxing, for those who actually like watching loads of fights, switch the commentary off. It's just that's like, you cannot do any kind of serious, I hate to use the word analysis because I think people who call themselves boxing analysts, but anybody who does any serious watching, of boxing, right? Rule number one is you have to turn off the commentary, right? The commentators talk absolute garbage. Do you understand that? 90% of the time, what they say is not insightful. It's just garbage. 90% of what they say is garbage. They also influence you on the outcome of the fights. I mean, the amount of times the commentators will call shots that hit gloves or hit arms. 90 times out of 100, I know when a fighter's hurt and not hurt. This is what I'm saying about boxing. When you've been in a ring and done and taken a few shots yourself and dished out a few shots, you can see little things, because when fighters get hurt, they try to disguise it, don't they? When fighters get hurt, they don't always make it obvious. But after a while of doing it and taking shots, right? You know, in it, you see fighters and you can tell by their mannerisms. You can see little things where you can see a shot land and you just see them take a few steps back. Or you see a shot land and you see the way they change their breathing. Or you see a shot land and you just see their demeanor change. Little things that don't get picked up in commentary, and you're like, that shot landed, that shot hurt. And the commentators don't pick it up, but then the commentators will call all these shots that are hitting arms and hitting elbows. What was that fight we saw recently? There was a fight that we saw recently. I can't remember. They were calling shots. I mean, even in the Canelo Alvarez-Bivol fight, they were calling all kinds of shots that were hitting arms, elbows, and shoulders. It was just ridiculous. And in my opinion, like I said before, if you haven't stepped to the ring and had a fight, you don't need to be on commentary. But that's what I'm saying. So rule number one is definitely turn off the commentary. The commentary is absolute nonsense. And be prepared to watch it on a very, very slow speed, and be prepared to play it back and forth. If you're going to watch it properly, I would say. But it's quite time consuming. It's quite time consuming. But yeah, like I said before, really, the best way to do it is just to go to your local boxing gym and just start hitting the bag, and then just jump in the ring and do some light sparring. That's all you need to do. Just doing a ring and just do some sparring. That's the quickest way to learn about boxing. Dish out a shot, take a shot. Yeah, get buzzed up. Yeah, get buzzed up. Get in the ring and get buzzed up. Do you know what I mean? Get buzzed up a little bit. I've got a very, very weak chin, so I get buzzed up very, very easily. Very, very easily. I get hit with a couple of shots sometimes, and just for that little split second in time, I don't actually know where I am because I'm weak. But You know, it helps me understand more about boxing. It is what it is. Righty ho, guys, take care of yourselves and each other.